Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.
We've been blessed with some great rains this year in the area, but you know, we always get to that point in the summer where it seems like the switch is flipped and then it turns hot and dry, and so we are definitely in the heat of summer here in this August time frame. And so, you know, this is when we're starting to see some stress in our landscape, and it's not uncommon by any means in Kansas to see this happening, but I think things are a little bit even worse this year because we did have such nice growing conditions early on. Everything was really lush and looking great, and now that we're into the real heat of summer, things are starting to struggle a little bit. So when you see drought stress, a lot of times you'll see areas of a lawn or the turf start to turn kind of a brown. If you have a buffalo grass lawn, it's got that great ability to just start to go into dormancy. That's part of the beauty of buffalo grass. It has the ability to kind of shut down when it doesn't have what it needs, and then as soon as it rains or as soon as you give it a little bit of water, it greens right back up. Look for hot spots along the sidewalk, driveways, regardless of what kind of turf grass you have. Those are areas that will probably dry out a little bit faster. And so you don't necessarily see drought stress across the entire turf grass area, but you'll see it in those hot spots first. And so you don't have to water the entire lawn. You can concentrate on those hot spots first before you look at the rest of the yard. Now with our trees and our shrubs and our flowers, same thing applies. You know, you want to make sure that you're watering those things correctly to get them through some of these really hot spells. But when you water, you want to make sure and water deeply. And I always tell people to check the soil moisture first. You know, if you can push a probe down easily, chances are you've got moisture. Once you hit resistance, then you know you've hit dry soil. And really this soil is pretty darn dry, but I can still push it down a good distance. On trees and shrubs and flowers, you want to get that moisture down at least a foot because that's where the bulk of the roots are. Turf grass, you want to get that moisture down at least 6 to 8 inches. Now if you have a tall fescue or Kentucky bluegrass turf grass that has been pampered, lots of water, and then we start to see this heat, those are typically the lawns that show stress first because a lot of times those roots want to stay right there at the surface where that moist soil is, and then they dry out really quickly and then you start to see damage. So if you have one of those cool season lawns, you may have to water a little more frequently to keep things going, but just know fall is just around the corner and those lawns will hopefully recover. If you have questions about drought stress or just management of those things in your landscape, contact your local extension office for all sorts of great information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension and Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman.
Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.